Nice place to play a little tennis, huh? I would get distracted. This is Ononaduga Lake Park. I'm just showing you the perks as I go. Another pastime on this lake is sailboats because of the wind. As you can see all along the park, there's ways to let you know if it's a good day to sail. And it is. There's one out there. It's early yet. Everyone's at work and school. It's only Wednesday. It's a better view of the tennis courts. They definitely get used around here. They love it. It's free. Just grab a court. Runners as well. Got bikers. Look at this big, beautiful tree. Isn't that cool? I love trees. This one's old. It's been on this lakefront for a very long time. If it wasn't so noisy, I'd read over here, but as you can tell, they're fishing over there. Fishing is a hobby. I don't want to intrude too much, but there is also a really cool kids park here. Just showing you the perks as I find a place to land for a reading. So it goes miles and miles and miles and miles around all different walkways. Over there is a skate park. Kind of looks like a brick prison, but inside it is a skate park. Then the baseball fields are right next to it. This goes for miles. If you ever heard of Lights on the Lake in Syracuse, New York, this is where they do it, in this park. This lake is huge. It used to be one of the most polluted lakes in New York, and over a lot of work, energy, money, and cleanup, it is turning itself around. I still wouldn't eat the fish out of here just yet, but they say you can. It's going to take a few more years to clean it out. There used to be a lot of like chemical plants in the area in like the 60s and 70s. Nobody like paid attention to what the hell they were doing, and they dumped a lot of toxic ass shit into this lake. And it used to be, it looks gross, but this is actually the turnaround process. It's bringing all the muck up. This is healthy muck. It's not toxic muck, or they still would have this place closed off. But they've done a lot of work to restore it. It doesn't stink. You can go out, you can swim in it without... When I was a kid, if you swam in here, you got a rash. That's how polluted it was. So it's really amazing what restoration can really do. Don't just give up on your lakes because people were stupid in the past. Like, look at this beautiful park that everybody continues to use. It costs a lot of money to clean this lake, and it took a lot of people and a lot of time. And this is just a corner pocket. This thing goes for miles. So you can imagine the cleanup, and we still have miles to go, but everyone's working together to save this lake because we love it. So don't give up. Keep cleaning out there. I love willow trees. They're so droopy and sad looking. But if I was a kid, I would have loved that. I would have made it a tree fort. The trees are starting to change. We still got a lot of green trees. Not exactly popping, but it's been really warm and rainy. Some of them are starting. It gets really pretty around here. This whole lake is going to be totally gorgeous, and I will come back because it's 8 minutes from my house, guys. Yeah, this beautiful place. I'm a lucky ducky. Summer months. This grass is full of all of the picnic blankets, the frisbee throwers that you see in the movies. Like, it's hard to find a blanket, but as I said, it's Wednesday. School is back in session and everybody's busy. But on the weekends, when it's like this, it's going to be filled up. But, you know, there's limited grass space. But luckily, because this is so big and long and miles to go, they just kind of congregate here because you have the skate park, the regular kids park, the tennis courts, the boat launch is right up here. This is like the kid zone, so all the families would be over here. The singles are more towards the bar. I'll show you. also a big haven for Canadian geese. They hang out here all summer, lay their babies. They're protected here. You can get in big trouble if you kill them or hurt them in any way. They're a protected species. Anywhere in the state, really, but we are literally kissing Canada, so we get a lot of Canadian geese, but we also get a lot of ducks around here. The ducks, I feel, are very confused. They left and keep coming back. But they'll go soon. Some ducks stay all year, though. We have a floating dock for the fishermen. Or if you just want to hang out on the dock, you can launch your boat here, pull up your boat as well. Tie up, come to the park. There's some duckies, not just Canadian geese, but these ones are duckies. I love the loons, but I don't really see them this time of year. Little kids love playing here. He's so cute. Gotta be careful because some parts of this people can actually drive on. I believe that's a church. Right in the middle of the park. This is the back of it, and then they have the front. So you can, I don't know if it's a church. It looks like a church. Oh, there's a sign up here. We'll go find it. We also have our own police officers just for this park. Remember those salt potatoes we made? I wasn't kidding. We are known. Hungry for history. Salt potatoes. Told you. The eateries as early as 1883, folks. William C. Pomeroy. I guess he invented it. We even have our own stake in the ground about it, guys. I don't know what that building is. I think it's a church. They have some cute thinking benches. Someone's using it with this beautiful view. And then this is up here. Here's some history. A quick summary. In the 17th century, the abundance of salmon, trout, and whitefish and eel brought Native Americans here. Shores of the Ganataha. Their language is very hard. Where they would construct temporary fishing villages. So they would have set up temporary villages on this lake in season to catch fish. Oh, look at the ducks. Their butts in the water. They're fishing. Sorry. Got distracted by mooning ducks. Alright, so what else does it say? In the late 1800s, Ononaduga Lake, which is this lake, whitefish was a delicacy in New York City markets and restaurants. However, industrial pollution and sewage in the first half of the 20th century turned the metropolitan lake into one of the country's most contaminated water bodies. In 1928, surveys showing only 10 species of fish. Remember, I told you that pollution started early, and now it's thriving. Restoration works. It just takes a lot of money and time and patience. In 1972, fishing was banned because of mercury contamination. That's where the rashes came in and people getting sick. Investments in the wastewater collection and treatment systems and public educations have resulted in marked water quality improvements. In 1986, the fishing ban was modified to allow catch and release. In 1999, the advisory on consumption of game fish was revised. 54 species of fish have been captured in the lake since the 1990s within sport fishing for large and smallmouth bass, drawing national acclaim. So they turned this freaking lake around, basically. Don't pollute your water systems, because there is a big consequence, and our area learned a very hard lesson and spent a lot of money just to have what we should have had all along, which is a clean lake to enjoy for years to come. Okay, so this is the map of Ononaduga Lake Park. As you can see, it is very, very long. I believe it's 5 miles. That's the largest point. Oh, over here. I was looking at, but this is where I am right here. in this part of the lake. We are here around the salt and the skate park. So as you can see, this lake is very big, and I can't show you all in one day, but I'm going to be coming to this throughout the fall. This is open in the winter. They don't always plow, but you can walk. Also, we have the Santa Maria Iroquois Museum on the other side of the lake, and the Salt Museum, so you can learn all about the history of salt, how we used it, meat preservation, right down to putting it on our roads so we don't slip around. And then this Iroquois Museum is actually a historic Native American set up village. You can walk back in time, and they teach you all about the history, so it's really cool. It's worth a day trip there if you have kids. And there's a ton of shit to do. This time of year is free because I think, don't quote me on it, I believe you pay from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's how they make their money to keep their park. After that, you can just walk up in here anytime you want, and trust me, us locals do quite frequently, because if you had this view 8 minutes from your house, oh my god. I love watching them slide into the lake. Wouldn't you be here? I love it here. I don't know why I didn't utilize this more in the summer, but it really, honestly, for a local, for being here for years, I really only come here late fall because the tourists are gone, to be honest. So you still cannot eat the fish. They have it in several languages. Do not eat the fish. It's not safe quite yet. I thought they had lifted it, but they did the catch and release, which means you can touch it, you can throw it back in, but you can't consume it. So yeah, we still have a long way to go. If you see these buoys out here, these patches along the lake are containment zones. This is part of the cleanup process, catching all the yuckiness. They polluted this lake for like at least 20 years straight. So you can imagine, we started cleaning this up in 1997. It really started. So it really hasn't been that long, and we've made really great progress with this system. To learn more about it, Google Ononaduga Lake Park in upstate New York. We did make history on how severely polluted this lake was and how far we've come in our methods. So it's worth it, because if the wildlife can swim and eat here, that's... When I was a kid, you didn't see any wildlife on this lake. It was like a dead lake. It stunk. You just felt gross to be around it. You really couldn't enjoy it. So I'm really glad that these kids get to. Like, I'm 39 years old, and I see the difference just from like 1997 till now. And I can only imagine when my kids are in their 30s how much more beautiful it's going to be. Please don't give up on your water systems. We need them. All right, love and light. See you in the reading. Bye.